First, know that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly of all we could ask. He's able to do anything. Exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask for is according to the power that worketh in you. Able to do just what he says he will do. He's gonna fulfill every promise to you. This is his word. Don't give up on God, 'cause he won't give up on you. He's able. Fulfill every promise. Lord, this is your word. Oh, yeah. He's able. Yeah, Don't give up on God, 'cause He won't give up on you. Don't give up on God, 'cause He won't give up on you. He's able. This time, we have the privilege to say and to be free worshipers. Free to dance and sing, free to lift my hands and worship. Lord, I'm free. Lord, I'm free. Free to dance and sing, free to lift my hands and worship. Lord, I'm free. Lord, I'm free. Free to dance and sing, free to lift my hands and worship. Lord, I'm free. Lord, I'm free. Free to dance
and sing, free to lift my hands and worship. Lord, I'm free. Lord, I'm free.
I'm a free worshiper. I'm a free worshiper. I'm a free worshiper. Lord, I'm free. I'm a free worshiper. I'm a free worshiper. I'm a free worshiper. Lord, I'm free to dance and sing, free to lift my hands and worship. Lord, I'm free. Lord, I'm free to dance.
Free to dance and sing, free to lift my hands and worship. Lord, I'm free. Lord,
Lord, I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you, withholding nothing, withholding nothing. I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you, Lord, to you, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, yeah. Withholding nothing. Softly say, I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you, Lord, to you, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, withholding nothing. Lord, I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, withholding nothing. Lord, I surrender all to you. Everything I give to you, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, withholding nothing, withholding nothing. 'Cause all I want is you. Oh, all I want is you. Lord, we give you all the praise, 'cause all we want is you. Oh, all we want is you. Oh, all I want is you. Oh, all I want is you. Oh, all I want is you. All I want is you. Yeah, all I want. Yeah, all I want. Oh, see, all I want is you, Lord. Our Father, all I want, all of heaven knows your name. Sing louder. All I want, can you hear it? The sound of heaven touching earth. Our Father, all of heaven knows your name. Sing louder. Let this place erupt with praise. Can you hear it? The sound of heaven touching us. The sound of heaven touching our Father, our Father. All of heaven, sing louder. Let this place the sound of heaven touching us, the sound of heaven touching our Father. All of heaven rolls your name, sing louder. Can you hear it? The sound of heaven touching us, the sound of heaven touching us. Spirit break out, break our walls down. Spirit break out, heaven come down.
Heaven comes down.
Spirit break out, yeah. Spirit break out. Oh, break our walls down.
Break our walls down.
Yeah. Oh, the Spirit break out. Lord, heaven come down. Oh, forever, ever. At this point in time, I'll ask my lovely friend to come and sing for us. Okay?
For your mercy never fails me. In all my days, I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. In all my days, I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love you, Lord, for your mercy.
For your mercy never failed.
In all my days, I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. In all my life you have been faithful. In all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Sing all my life you have been faithful. All my life
you have been so,
so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Yeah. All my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after
goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness
is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. My life laid down, surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything. With my life
laid down, I surrender now.
I give you everything. With my
Laid down, I surrender now.
I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid out, I surrender now. I give you everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. We stand and lift up our hands, for the joy of the Lord is our strength. We bow down and worship Him now. How great, how awesome is He. We bow down and worship Him now. How great, how awesome is He. Holy is the Lord, God Almighty. The earth is filled with His glory. Holy is the Lord, God Almighty. The earth is filled with His glory. We stand
and lift up our hands, for the joy of the Lord is our strength.
We bow down.
We bow down and worship you now. How great,
How awesome is He. Holy is the Lord, God Almighty. The earth is filled with His glory. Holy is the Lord, God Almighty. The earth is filled with His glory. We stand and lift up our hands, for the joy of the Lord is our strength. We bow down and worship Him now. How great, how awesome is He. Holy is the Lord, God Almighty. The earth is filled with His glory.
this time. We are about to move forward. As we say, forward ever, backward never. Forward ever, backward never. Yeah. Brought me to such a freedom I have found in you. You're the healer who makes all things new. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm not going back, I'm moving ahead. I'm here to declare to you, my past is over in you. The things you made new. Surrender my life to Christ. I'm moving forward. You're the healer with all power in your hands. You've given me, yeah, second chance. Hallelujah, hallelujah, yeah, 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 yeah. Not going back, I'm moving ahead. I'm here to declare to you, my past is over. My life to Christ, I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. Yeah, you make all things new. Make all things new. Yes, you make all things new, and I will follow you forward. Yeah, yeah. You make all things new, all things new. Yes, you, and I forward. You make all things new, and I forward. And Lord, I will follow you forward, and I forward. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where else can I go? I'm gonna follow you forward. Oh, receive my worship, all of my worship. God is our worship. Just lift your hands. Lord, our worship, receive my worship, all of mine, and I will not be silent. I will not be silent. I will always worship. I don't know about you guys, but I feel a blessing. I feel a blessing in this place. I feel a blessing. Yes. And we're going to change it up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. I feel a blessing, I feel a blessing, oh yeah. I feel a blessing, I feel a blessing, I feel a blessing. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing. It's coming down from up above, it's coming down, down, down. It's all around me, it's all around me. It's all around me, it's all around me, yeah. It's all around me, it's all around me, it's all around me, yeah. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing. It's coming down up above, down. It's coming down, 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 down. It's all around me. It's all around me, it's all around me, oh yeah. It's all around me, it's all around me, it's all around me. Showers of blessing, showers of blessing. It's coming down up above, it's coming down, 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 down. See, this is the way we praise the Lord. This is the way we praise the Lord. And this is the way we praise the Lord. This is the way we praise the Lord. This is the way. And this is the way we praise the Lord. This is the way we praise the Lord. And this is the way we praise the Lord. And this is the way we praise the Lord. Say, lift your hands up and lift your hands up and lift your hands up. This is the way we praise the Lord. Lift your hands up. And praise the Lord. Clap your hands now. Listen to this one. You got to pray until something happens. See, pray until something happens. You got to pray until something happens. See, pray until something happens. You got to pray until something. Pray until. You got to pray. Because we got to what? We got to push your way through. You got to pray until something happens. You pray until something happens. You got to pray until something happens. Pray until something happens. Oh, victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. He brought me and He with His redeeming love. He loved me. We are going up, up, up. We're going up together. We're going up to conquer. In the name of the Lord. We are going. We're going up to. We're going up to conquer. I am a warrior. Conqueror, I'm an overcomer in the name of the Lord. I am a warrior, I am a conqueror, I'm an overcomer in the name of the Lord. Pressing on, pressing on. Oh yes, we are pressing on. Pressing on, pressing on. Oh yes, we are pressing on. See, press along, say, press along, say. Press along, in God's own way. Persecution, the harder, sing, press along, say, in God's own way. Persecution, giants and crosses in our way. The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Pressing on, pressing on. Oh yes, we're pressing on. Pressing on, pressing on. Oh yes, we're pressing on. Listen, see, Jesus is my deliverer. The Jesus is my deliverer. See, Jesus is my deliverer. How do you know? How do you know He delivers? How do you know He delivers? How do you know He delivers? I know He delivers. See, Jesus is my deliverer. See, Jesus is my deliverer. I know He delivers. No, it is raining all around me. No, I can feel it. Until we are wet and we are soaked in the light Sons of God, arise. The sons of God, arise. From the end of the earth, arise. Fire in your feet. Sing sons of God, sons of God, arise.
Sons of God, arise.
From the end of the earth, arise. Fire in your see fire, 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 the fire to the enemy. Fire, 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 fire to the enemy. Say fire, 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 fire to the enemy. Say fire, 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 fire to the enemy. Sons of God, sons of God, arise.
Sons of God, arise.
From the end of the earth, arise.
Fire in your hands, fire in your mouth, fire in your feet.
Sons of God,
Sons of God, arise. Sons of God, arise. From the ends of the earth, arise. Fire in your hands, fire in your mouth, fire in your feet.
I am a warrior, I am a conqueror, I'm an overcomer, in the name of the Lord. I am a warrior,
I am a warrior.
conqueror, I'm an overcomer.
In the name of the Lord.
What a mighty God we serve. See what a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. See what a mighty God we serve. See what a mighty the angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before heaven and earth adore. See what a mighty God. What a mighty God we serve.
What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve.
We rising up. We rising up. See rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. We rising up. We rising up. See rise up, rise up, rise up. We rising up. We rising up. We rising up. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. We rising up. We rising up. Rise up, rise up. We rising up. We rising up. We're gonna rise up in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. We're gonna rise up in Jesus' name. Yeah. We're gonna rise up in Jesus' name. Tear down in Jesus' name. Rise up in Jesus' name. Ah, we rising up. We rising up. See, rise up, rise up, rise up. We rising up. We rising up. See, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. We rising up. We rising up. See, rise up, rise up. We rising up. We rising up. See, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. Every praise to our God. See every word of worship in one accord. Every change, every praise is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship in one accord. Every praise is to our God. God See, I'm alive. See, I'm alive in faith. Resurrection power. Oh, you're alive. See, I'm alive in faith. Oh, resurrection power.
Every day, the government roof repair project touches somebody's life with much-needed roof repair work. One such person is Tryphena, a resident of East Bastille. Tryphena, like many before her, took the opportunity to express thanks to the government for the help she received.
My name is Tryphena, and I am here really thanking the government for well-needed assistance in this housing project, repairing the roofs. I am so happy that the government is an empathetic government because they really see the need that citizens were in and they really came to the assistance of the people.
Tryphena is praying that the government will continue to look out for the people of the Federation.
I'm very grateful. So I pray that God will continue to endow them with wisdom, that they will continue to look after the people, especially persons who are in need. So once again, thanks to the Unity government.
Day after day, the government, through the highly successful roof repair project, is making a real difference in people's lives. This has been a special report for the government roof repair project.
5 more years of Team Unity and counting.
Good. Shut up. We need no election right now till 2025. You know what I mean? Talk and all attack.
St. Peter's, particularly the areas of Upper Monkey Hill and Lower Monkey Hill, have been difficult areas for the People's Action Movement for years. I ran here and won in 2010. The first time I ran here, I got 363 votes. The last time we had an election here, which I won, I got 700 votes. It tells you that the support for the candidates against Labour, for PAM and Team Unity, that we have been growing in our support. The support is twofold. It is a personal support for the candidate, me, who has been running for the last couple of elections, and support for the concept of unity.
I'm very happy with what is going on in St. Kitts. Well done. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. You see, you don't know what will happen. So now you come to help me. I say thank you, boy. Thank you. Thank you.
She is a senior citizen living with disabilities, but thanks to the government roof repair project, she now has one less thing to worry about.
My name is Rublet Bed. I'm disabled now for 11 years. I'm in bed with a stroke. So, and let me say, we really could not have do what Team Unity help us. to do. We got our roof repaired. I don't have to put any bucket on my stomach anymore. Got the water coming in and wetting me, and I have to say thank God for them. And I pray and hope that they would go from strength to strength. God bless them all and keep them, our Prime Minister and all the other members of Cabinet. And I say thanks very much. Very, very much, yes.
This has been a special report for the Government Roof Repair Project.
I say thanks again. I cannot say thank you enough. And God bless.
Mark your calendars. Join us and celebrate 4 years of growth, progress, and unity.
The task of nation building calls for a progressive agenda for St. Kitts and Nevis.
From February 11th to April 16th, take part in community empowerment initiatives.
Review infrastructure has been important to the economic development of any modern country, and St. Kitts is a modern country.
Thousands have had their lives improved, homes repaired and renovated, grants for farming and fishing, jobs created, their sons and daughters put on scholarships. My government will always be compassionate, and we will have a heart for the poor.
Let's work together as we turn dreams into a reality in every community.
St. Kitts, Nevis, we're moving forward.
St. Kitts and Nevis is a very modern day, very progressive society.
I've seen the progress. Look around.
The government is doing something great.
Tourism, the new ferry terminal.
Look at the stoplights and my business.
Big up the unity government and the help that they're helping to one and all.
Giving me opportunity to learn a nice skill.
I have my own farm now, producing my own local food. Nothing beat that.
There being opportunities and more jobs.
That's progress for the young people.
Old people, people who don't have many things to do, people who want to learn skills is very important.
Let's look forward to the years ahead because we have got it set and ready.
I can feel it, you can feel it, and it's going to happen. So be positive about it.
St. Kitts Nevis, forward ever, backward never.
Keep up the good work.
Team Unity, a solutions-oriented government.
After months of roof repair work that has impacted thousands of persons throughout St. Kitts, the Government Roof Repair Project is seen by many as a worthwhile project implemented by a caring government.
Yeah, I would like to say thanks to the Team Unity government for providing jobs for the poor people and for fixing people's roof. Big up to Team Unity.
Jacqueline Brown recently saw the completion of work to her roof.
I just completed the roofing project, and I want to say thanks to the Unity government for assisting with such a huge project.
As the old adage says, caring is sharing. Many would agree that this certainly holds true when it comes to the Government Roof Repair Project. This has been a special report for the Government Roof Repair Project.
I want to keep Team Unity for another 5 years.
The country wasn't good.
I wish the best for Unity government that they win in the next general election.
People are looking forward to another 5 years with Team Unity. You know, one good turn deserves another. People are seeing the progress in the communities, even here in Central Bastille, where I might not have been successful in the last election, although it was slim. They are seeing things happening. We're here by Salt Pond Alley, just off Westbourne God, in front of a new business. This is new investment here in the ghetto. People have been seeing, have been feeling the benefits of this Team Unity administration and want to see more. And so the feedback has been tremendous. You know, these guys on the block, some have been able to access some of the opportunities that this government has made available for them. Others are eager to get on board and see how they can do the same. This time it's about maintaining and empowering even more an administration that the people want in order to give them the kind of opportunities that we've seen over the last 5 years.
Team Unity and thank God for everyone who helped me.
Give them kudos for that.
Since late April of this year, the government roof repair project has been fixing and replacing roofs all over St. Kitts, damaged by the 2 Category 5 hurricanes that passed close by in 2017. An average of 40 roofs are repaired or replaced every week. Over 400 persons have gained employment since the project started, while hundreds of families have been better secured for this hurricane season. The economic and social impact has been tremendous. But more than the economic impact, it is the social impact that is most significant. Many lives have been touched personally by the government's timely intervention. One senior citizen took the time to express gratitude to the government for the assistance she received.
I'm Yvonne Chomney, Funds Extension. I'm so grateful for my government to give me finish to my roof for me. Thankful to my Prime Minister.
The young, the not so young, and one of the most vulnerable groups in our society, seniors, have all benefited from the government roof repair project. This is even more significant now as we are in the month of August, nearing the peak of the hurricane season. The government roof repair project continues as more and more people like Yvonne Chomney receive the help they so desperately need. This has been a special report for the government roof repair project.
Good evening to all. Can you kindly stand and we play the national anthem?
Oh, land of beauty, a country where peace abounds, as thy children stand free on the strength of will and love, with God in all the struggle, St. Kitts and Nevis be a nation bound together with a common destiny. As stalwarts we stand for justice and liberty, with wisdom and truth. We will serve and honor thee. No storm, no spear can conquer, for God will show defense. His blessings shall forever to posterity extend.
We'd like to welcome all listening by the various platforms, whether be it Zoom, whether be it YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Channel 95, or one of the radio stations. This I want to term the second segment of our virtual public meeting this evening. And our theme, as usual, is creating a stronger, safer future for St. Kitts and for Nevis. The individual I will begin tonight who will make their presentation is no stranger to the platform. He hails from constituency number 1, the Honorable Ian Patches Liebert. And Patches has done a number of significant things since he's been elected to office. The first thing he did was to give up, as I understand it, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, in the region of half of his salary. And I understand that over the 5 years, that has translated, among other things, to some $300,000 plus. Give Ian Patches-Liebert a round of applause. And I want to pause there for a brief moment, because a lot of people talk, but very few put their talk into action. And anyone who gives up half of their salary, their hard-earned salary, in the cause for the betterment of their particular constituency, ought to be commended for such a gesture. So Patches, we know you are going to succeed come June the 5th. You didn't tell me, but I suspect you're going to continue giving away half of your salary. I hope I haven't preempted you. And I know that you succeeded in constituency number 1 by 4 votes. But my intelligence on the ground tells me that you're going to increase that number significantly, because we want you around the table. And I want to say tonight also that Ian Patches-Liebert, being the minister responsible for public infrastructure and works, has seen over the past 5 years a most progressive development of our infrastructure. And there are a number of matters that Ian Patches-Liebert can say that he has achieved with the unity government over the last 5 years. Projects running into the millions of dollars of infrastructural development to promote St. Kitts, to develop St. Kitts, and to increase the economic engine of St. Kitts and Nevis. I want to begin with the second cruise pier. In the region of 130 million EC dollars pumped into the economy under the guidance of Ian Patches-Liebert. Give him a round of applause. And I want to tell you that that was no easy task, because the former government tried for years to get something going, and they couldn't make a start. We came in, started from the bottom, and before the 5 years was completed, we had a brand new second cruise pier. I mean, I remember the morning when we all went down, when the first set of ships came in to be docked by that cruise pier. Boy, I felt so good. I felt even better the day when we looked down there and we saw in our harbor at Port Zante 4 cruise ships at the dock at the same time. Never in the history of this country. And that has to be accredited to the superb performance by Ian Patches-Liebert as a minister of government. And I know he has done a lot more, because as I speak, the main road program, the Island Main Road, the rehabilitation of the Island Main Road, some 60-something or 70-something million dollars is on its way. When I drive now from Challengers right up to Bastille, brand new roads. Thank you, Ian Patches-Liebert. And he's not completed yet, because if you go on the eastern end of the island, roads are going down. In fact, the stretch of roads by next week would be laid in Sandy Point, because I see they have taken up the old asphalt in Sandy Point. And so, Patches, you have to be there come June 6th to continue the work that you're doing on the Island Main Road. Never in the history of the country has any government undertaken to fix the Island Main Road, the entire Island Main Road, at the same time. And so Patches has done that in the first 5 years of being elected to office. I am only to cheer tonight, but Patches has such a long list of things that he has completed, has done, has carried out for the benefit of the country. I can't talk all of them during my chairmanship to introduce him, and the night is going on. But I want to talk one last thing. His East Bastille bus terminal. Lord, that looks sweet, see? And every day I meet somebody who plies the bus route on the East Line, and they're thanking Unity for producing that for them. And I said to them, not only does one good term deserve another, but I said to the people listening out there that give the team Unity team another opportunity to deliver another set of programs, projects, and development for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. So I want you to warmly welcome for me the man from the East, who is going to continue to develop the country as we roll out after victory come June the 5th, 2020. Ian Patches Libod to the microphone.
Thank you very much, my friend and colleague, Lindsay Fitzpatrick Grant, for that warm welcome and kind words of commendation. It is always normal as well that I give thanks to Almighty God for blessing me with this opportunity to continue to serve my beloved country. I also always find it imperative to thank the people of East Bastille and Constituency 1 for continuing to repose their confidence in me. And I believe if one is honest and when one reflects, I believe you will say in constituency number 1 that I've done you proud. The people of East Bastille and the people of constituency number 1 on February 16th, 2015, sent me to Church Street. On arriving at Church Street, our distinguished Prime Minister told me very early, Patches, this team Unity government will borrow you from the people of constituency number 1 to lead the national effort to transform this country as the Minister of Public Infrastructure, Urban Development, Posts, and Transport. I readily accepted, and I embarked upon establishing the what and the how. And we identified what we had to transform in this country, what we had to do
to effect that transformation and how we are going to approach it. And what we had to do, we inherited roads in deplorable condition, potholes everywhere. Someone sang the song, I think it was Slim Edwards, I believe it was, sang the song about pothole dodging. Remember that road march. And we have 107 miles stretch of roads in this country. And all over the country, the roads, as I said, were in deplorable condition. Our public buildings were all dilapidated. Everywhere we entered, there was mold. Mold here, mold all over the place. And you know the history of the schools, and in particular the Basti High School. So just in just 5 years, your team unity government has been working on building a stronger and safer future for St. Kitts and Nevis. On loan from constituency number 1, and with the instructions from our Prime Minister, I delivered, and the people of East Bastille, the people of constituency number 1, must feel proud. You must feel proud that your representative has performed with distinction over the past 5 years. And Lindsay made mention of some of that performance. And Lindsay, you sound rather stushy. Very stushy, telling the truth. Patches has done that. You heard him? No, Lindsay. If you speak about the Island Main Road and the rehabilitation, I want you to say like the ordinary man would say, Patches don't do that. So, if you really be honest and really be upfront with the facts, you can say and be proud, the people of East Bastille and constituency number 1, who have me on loan to the national transformation effort, can look at Old Road Bay, the Old Road Bay project. And I always like to speak and have to speak about that, because I always remember a young man from East Bastille, from Newtown, young Molly, died one afternoon from rockfall across Old Road Bay. And what we did, we organized in the cabinet. And as Lindsay intimated, the Island Main Road project was $69 million. We didn't borrow that money. That money came from the Treasury. It's your money, our money. And $69 million we took to transform the management of transportation and the road development here in this country. Old Road Bay, 1 year, some years ago, after hurricane, it was Marilyn, whichever hurricane it was disconnected from the artery, the network of roads in this country. People from Old Road had to go all the way around via Dieppe Bay and Cairn to get to Bastille. And the bus drivers attempted to increase the fares. And we said no. We said no. Have a heart. And in good faith, we must commend the bus drivers who took it out and collaborated with us. But in return for that, we said, this will happen the last time. And this once and for all has to be repaired. And thank God to your team unity government, the Old Road Bay will never be the same again. Never be the same again. In terms of our transformation, the people of constituency number 1, you can also be proud that your representative on loan to the national transformation effort has enhanced the traffic management in this country. Traffic lights in downtown Bastille. Remember when we introduced and started installing the traffic lights, they said, everybody, our car is going to boot up. Accidents. The Fraud and Marby, remember? Remember Fraud and Marby, what she said? Well, what happens now? Look at downtown Bastille in terms of free flow of traffic. And your team unity administration in the next term, with the will of God, will introduce phase 2 of those traffic lights downtown Bastille and further improve the traffic management and end the congestion all around Bastille in St. Kitts. And our people of East Bastille can be proud to say, Patches, don't do that. Don't do that. When we got into office, the people traveling between St. Kitts and Nevis, and thousands travel every year. Over 100,000 people travel between the ferry terminal in Bastille, or the ferry pier in downtown Bastille, and the pier in Charlestown. And what happened here in St. Kitts? If you were waiting for your ferry, you had to wait amongst some vagrants. And I don't say this disrespectfully. You had to wait amongst people. And that was not good. And your team unity administration, and with the lead of your Minister of Public Infrastructure, introduced a brand new ferry terminal. Brand new air-conditioned ferry terminal. Nothing like this. Nowhere in the Caribbean. And the people of constituency number 1 can be proud to say, Patches, don't do that. Lindsay spoke about the new cruise pier. I don't need to repeat it. We know how important that cruise pier is to the grassroots economy. We know how important that is to the hair braiders, the taxi drivers, the restaurateurs, the primate vendors, or the monkey vendors as some people call them. But this new cruise pier has already started to impact the grassroots economy in this country with its trickling effect, its cascading effect. And I'm sure my colleague Lindsay, when it comes to his tourism presentation, he will tell us more about that. Our East Bus Line Terminal, you made mention of. Before this team unity administration, those commuting between Deep Bay to and from Bastille via Keon had to stand on the sidewalk, exposed to the vagaries of the wind, the rain, had no place to ease themselves, and used Brand Street and Johnson Street sometimes as toilets. And we said, no, no, no. The people of Brand Street and Johnson Street, for those of you who don't know the area, Brand Street is the area that comes up to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and Johnson Street goes down to the government daycare center. And we said, no, no, no. People living in those areas could not even park their vehicles. Sometimes their access to their own gates were blocked. And we said, no, no more under this team unity administration. And we constructed a brand new modern East Bus Line terminal at the cost of just about $6 million. Your team unity administration and Patches don't do that. As I speak, we are just about completing another modern bus line terminal and the West Bus Line Terminal. And that will be completed in a few weeks. A modern terminal again, transforming Basseterre. Because we did East, and of course, we must look at West. And we are completing, as I said, in the next few weeks, the West Bus Line Terminal. And the people of East Basseterre, the people of constituency number 1 can say, Team Unity and Patches, don't do that. And my friend Granny and Mr. Martin from St. Peter's, you are not left out. Because we are also going to construct a central bus line terminal for those commuting between St. Peter's and Basseterre. You'll hear much more about that in due course, my people. But as we continue to build a stronger and safer future, we must be frank with ourselves. We must be upfront. COVID-19 poses the greatest threat to that future. When we embarked upon the year 2020, all of us believe that the year 2020 was going to be a year of vision, perfect vision. But who could have anticipated that in this year of perfect vision, the whole world will come to a halt? Who could have done that? Who could have predicted that? Our social, our economic, and our political stability has been challenged. But thank God we have good leadership. Thank God we have a leader in the person of the Honorable and Prime Minister, Dr. Timothy Sylvester Harris. Working with the cabinet, and we all working together as a Team Unity government. Our mantra was about protecting our people, our economy, and protecting both St. Kitts and Nevis from the worst elements of COVID-19. And even those opposite, those who were here and those who are gone, had to admit that we have handled and continue to handle the COVID pandemic with the measures we have applied. We have continued to handle and continue to protect our people with distinction. And I want to implore you that you must not be distracted. Team Unity will not be swayed from our plans to keep St. Kitts and Nevis heading in the right direction by keeping our streets safe. Remember, years ago, under the old party, the old Douglas Party, crime was rampant in this country. I told someone that under that administration, it was forbidden. It was against the law to put on a mask. Imagine that. How many of us thought about that? Under the Douglas Labour Party, you could not wear a mask. But when I see people walking around now, yes, it's to protect us, ensure that we are safe and healthy, but everybody wears a mask, have to wear a mask. But when you saw back then people in masks, you know they were going to do criminal activity. But now, the mask is a part of the new norm. Because we have eliminated or reduced, rather, the rampant crime and violence in this country, and your Team Unity has done that. We have built better homes, and my colleague The Honorable Eugene Hamilton will expand on that. In the days gone by, you couldn't have a king size bed couldn't fit in the houses that Labour built, you know. Everybody had their washing machines on the outside, no space. That has changed. We have built modern and better homes for our people. We have created opportunities for our youth, our entrepreneurs, with our Fresh Start program. And that is continuing under this administration. I'm advised, though, my people, that my official launch is sometime later in this week. So I want to say tonight that I will leave my plans, my local plans, for later during my launch. But we must agree that we have achieved much, but yet there's still much more to do. I have a local plan to improve the lives of those in our community and take constituency number 1 to a stronger, safer future. But in closing, I must admit, and I'm sure we all will agree, that leadership and a team of experienced men and women is now needed more than ever. At the launch of the Honorable Akila Byron, I was so impressed with her vision, very impressed. And I believe, and we all know, that she will do a wonderful job when elected in number 3. And we all agree that beside every man, there's a strong woman, and she's a strong young woman. I believe as well, with the vigor and vitality of our young leader from Central Bastille, constituency number 2, Donald Powell. He too demonstrated that he's ready. He's ready. Donald is ready. And we look forward to having him in the cabinet after June, beg your pardon, the 6th of this next month. Lindsey Grant, he's small, but he's Talawa. And I believe, and I say so respectfully, my dear brother, I say so respectfully, but Lindsey Grant has proven to the world that he knows about tourism. And I've watched him up close for many years. We have both had the opportunity to travel on missions to see or to promote our destination. And I can say to you that he's one of the most highly respected ministers of tourism in the region, and perhaps I dare say in the world. And we need to have him to continue working for us to build or continue to build a stronger and safer future. Number 5, Prime Minister in waiting. My dear friend and brother, the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards. No one can dispute that Sean, as a leader, has grown in maturity. He's silent, doesn't talk much, but I've always heard that the silent one is usually one step ahead because you never know what's on his or her mind. And Sean has demonstrated that he's ready. He's ready. And he's waiting. And it won't be a long wait. Because our current leader doesn't want to be Prime Minister forever. He said he wants one more term and he'll hand over to Sean. And I will commend highly that Sean be supported as the next Prime Minister after Dr. Harris. Ninky Williams, Kevin Williams, I've worked with him as minister. He was an engineer in public works, the public works department. So he comes to government with experience that would help us to build out or further build out this country. Ninky is coming up against a man who has been there for over 30 years. But I say to Ninky, fear not, because God is on our side. And whatever is the will of God, that will it be. And Ninky will for certain ensure that number 6 comes home to unity, because we need him. Eugene Hamilton in number 8. People say all kinds of things. They say things about me as well. But Eugene, don't lose heart. As someone said to me, in cricket, if you have a good batsman, everybody wants to get the batsman out. So the fact that anybody wants to get you out is because you're a good batsman. And we look forward to number 8, bringing it home, because no Jew can fall in number 8. No Jew can fall. In number 9, the premier, the sheriff. The sheriff says he's going to bring 3. He's going to bring Alexis from 10, Alexis from 11, beg your pardon, and Eric from 10. So let's believe the sheriff. Let's believe the sheriff and ensure that we welcome them and bring them home to Bastille. But all these men and this beautiful woman, and I say she is beautiful, Akila, not because of faces. She is beautiful because she has a kind heart. She is beautiful because she cares about people. And you can see it even before she has come into government. But all these men, experienced men, and this young woman will be ably led by the best Prime Minister in the Caribbean, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, because there will be Harris again. Harris again.
It's so amazing to see my people living in harmony.
And in closing, again, I want to remind us that we are in uncertain times. We are in, as some people say, unprecedented times. We are in an era of complexity, an era of uncertainty, and an era of unpredictability. And in times like these, we need experienced men and women at the helm and a good leader at the helm. More than ever, we need these people, or people of such experience, at the heart of government. And I would implore us, do not make any mistakes. It is said that to err is human, but please do not err. If you err on the side of caution and re-elect your Team Unity government. This election we face a clear choice. Choose the past and go back to crime, violence, and high debt. I said to you before, when we had a government that racked up the highest debt, a GDP ratio of almost 300%, almost a $3 billion debt. Do you think that Douglas or the Douglas Party hired economists? No. Instead of hiring economists, they went and looked for some barbers. And those barbers gave us haircuts. The church got a haircut. TDC got a haircut. Everybody got a haircut, left, right, and center. Do we want to go back there? I said no. Crime. I hate to say it, but I have to speak the truth. We were the murder capital of the world. Look at today. We are passing people, like I said, with a mask on. And we don't have to fear because crime is almost non-existent. We have to choose the present, and the present is your team unity government. Choose the present and continue this transformation. Continue the progress that we have started. We can risk the progress we have made by moving back to the past with unsafe streets and sky-high IMF debt from the same old Labour Party. Or we can move forward with team unity to a stronger, safer future. My people, the choice is yours. Make a choice. We must choose a future with safer streets, better homes, where we create new jobs and generate opportunities for our young people. Our record has shown that when things are down, we will respond. And we responded efficiently and effectively. Look at the hurricanes. The hurricanes passed us. Category 5 storms damaged Old Road Bay. We fixed it. We built resilience across Old Road Bay, and that will never be the same again. Hurricanes passed us, and what we did. In the past, when a hurricane damaged our roofs, the old party under the old Prime Minister gave us half a tarpaulins. They did not even give us a whole tarpaulin. They gave us half a tarpaulin. I remember you had to go up to the defense post camp, and the mighty contender, the father of the mighty Congress, gave us half a tarpaulin for your roof. But thank God for Team Unity. Hurricane damaged your roof. Team Unity gave us a brand new roof. Brand new roof. But imagine if we had to go through a COVID-19, this pandemic, with a fiscally reckless leader. Thank God in this time, when leadership matters, we have a good leader. So my message, finally, is let's stay together. Let's stay together, my people, and let us see this through as one people. A vote to re-elect Team Unity is a vote that we all must consider highly. A vote for the shepherd or for the teacher or for the preacher is a vote to put back in the same old. A vote for patches is a vote for Team Unity. A vote for Lindsay is a vote for team unity. A vote for Jonelle is a vote for team unity. A vote for Sean is a vote for team unity. A vote for Akila is a vote for team unity. A vote for Mark is a vote for team unity. A vote for Alexis is a vote for team unity. And a vote for Eric is a vote for team unity. And the vote for Hamilton, Eugene, is a vote for team unity. And a vote for the leader. A vote for our leader, Dr. Timothy Sylvester Harris, is a vote to put the captain on the ship that will steer us to continuing progress in this country. Good night. May God bless you. May God bless all of us. And may God bless our beloved Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. I thank you.
Thank God for the morning light. Give him thanks and praises for taking me safely through the night. For the rest of
We want to give it up again for the Honorable Ian Patches Libud, the man from constituency number 1. I want to thank the good people of constituency number 4 for having reposed the trust and the confidence in me over the last 4 years, and 5 years, sorry. And I know for sure that come June 5th, it's grand for sure in number 4. The next person I'm going to bring to the microphone to speak to you is no stranger to the platform. In 2004, he represented the people of Sandy Point very well. In 2010, he again represented them well in the opposition. And in 2015, they reposed their trust in him, sent him to Parliament as a Minister of Government. And in 2020, we know again Sandy Point will do the same. But Sandy Point will not do the same just because it's Sean. But Sean has delivered for the people of Sandy Point. In 5 short years, Sean has delivered a number of houses for the people of Sandy Point. In 5 short years, Sean has delivered and almost completed a brand new fire station and brand new police station for the people of Sandy Point. In 5 short years, Sean has delivered tennis courts for the people of Sandy Point. In 5 short years, Sean has delivered and refurbished the basketball court in Sandy Point. In 5 short years, Sean has delivered lights for the people in Sandy Point on the play field, which they've been asking for 15, 20 years under that government that was there before. But I don't even want to talk about all the things Sean has done because he has to come and say them. But I want to say, Sean, I passed through Sandy Point earlier today, and the people of Sandy Point have said to me they want to thank you. Thank you for their roads in Romney's ground. Thank you for the roads up the cat path. Thank you for the roads in Downing Street. And I've said to them that come June the 6th, when you're sworn in again, you will deliver for the people of Sandy Point more things for a safer St. Kitts, for a safer Sandy Point, a stronger Sandy Point, a better Sandy Point. So I want you to welcome to the podium the Honorable Sean K. Richards to the podium.
Sandy Point, Sean, we love you, and I could tell you love us too. We feel you, we could feel your loving pushing through. Just know we vote for you.
Thank you, Chairman Lindsey Grant. I note that of all the persons who have chaired thus far, you probably have chaired the most times. And that is because you have been doing an excellent job as the chairperson. So perhaps we may have to nominate you as the chairperson for all of the meetings going forward. Good night to all of the persons listening to this meeting. It is almost 1 week now since the general elections were announced. 12 days to go before you have a brand new Team Unity government back in office in this federation to lead your affairs once more. You have had many reasons to return the Team Unity administration to government. The Team Unity administration has performed well. The Team Unity administration has looked after all of the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Right now, we are facing COVID-19 as the world is also facing it. But no other country in the world, and certainly within the region, has been able to perform as well as this Team Unity administration. This government has responded to the needs of all of the people. Those who have lost jobs, we have said to those persons, you can get up to $1,000 per month from Social Security, and thus far, thousands of persons have been able to collect their money from Social Security. We haven't just said it, but Social Security has delivered on that. Over $9 million, I understand, has been paid out already, and there are still other persons to collect. 5,000 persons, from what I've gathered, already applied and already received payment. That is why you have faith and you have confidence in this Team Unity government, because we have demonstrated that Team Unity can and will deliver. We said to persons that if you have been affected, you not only go to Social Security, but you can also apply for the PAP, the $500 per month. Again, persons have applied and persons have been paid. Monies delivered to you in this your time of need. We said to business places that we understand things are tough and you may not be able to pay your electricity, you may not be able to pay your water, and for 3 months the government has said to those places, you don't have to pay at this point in time. We have responded. We had students in Jamaica, and as more and more persons became infected in Jamaica, we decided to move those students from Jamaica. Some 53 students at a cost of $75,000 US, 203,000 EC dollars spent by this government to bring those students from out of Jamaica. But we didn't just bring the students from out of Jamaica. We said to the students that you have to go into quarantine, and you have to be quarantined in a government facility. The fact is, the government doesn't have a quarantine facility And so it meant that the government had to find some place in order to quarantine those students. Again, thousands of dollars spent to rent a space, OTI in particular, for those students to be quarantined. Before the students came, they messaged me. They said, we have classes, we have exams, and so we are going to need internet service. OTI had already been closed. Internet already disconnected. But this government ensured that those students were able to continue with their education for the 14 days that they spent in quarantine. And so we installed internet service for the students to be able to do so. I was there the Friday when the students were sent home. And all of the students reported that they had quite a comfortable time being quarantined at OTI, a government which has responded. But it is not just the students from Jamaica. We have had students in the US and elsewhere who said to us, we were working and the money that we received, we used it to help to pay rent, to help to buy food, and to meet certain expenses. And because of COVID-19, they lost those jobs. We said, okay, we will also assist those students. And so the students were asked to complete an application. And again, the government has responded. Initially, when the applications came to us, very basic information. And so the ministry made a decision to reformat the application process because we recognized that all students, regardless of whether or not they were affected, were applying. And we said, no, that isn't the case. It is for those students who have been affected. And my information is that to date, we have paid about $50,000 to students overseas because each student has received $1,000 each. And we have committed to doing that for at least 3 months. Again, a government responding to persons in their times of need. Therefore, it cannot be questioned as to whether or not this government has been serving the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. When things are good, we have responded. Because for 4 years in a row, every single man, woman, I almost said child, but I don't think we have children working for government. Every single man and woman working for government for 4 years in a row received a double salary. Never before done in the history of this country. Not a single other government in this country can make the boast that 4 years in a row civil servants received a double salary. Not even a private entity in St. Kitts or Nevis can make that boast. Only Team Unity can say that because Team Unity has delivered. This is a government which cares. A government that looks after all of the people. But this is a government which has also demonstrated that in a time of crisis, the government will respond. Because it is not only during COVID that this government has responded. We had hurricanes in this country. And after those hurricanes, it became apparent that a number of house roofs in this country were in need of repair. The government could have taken a decision. That is your private home. Get insurance. However you fix it, fix it. But that wasn't the decision taken by this caring Team Unity administration. We said if you have received damage and you have a house roof that is in need of repairs, the government will assist you with fixing it. We said it, we did it. On Friday, a gentleman called me. He said he needed to speak to me. And he gave me a document. And the document that he gave me was in respect of roof repairs in constituency number 5. And as I went through the document, over $3 million to date is spent on labor only, for repairing roofs in Sandy Point only. That doesn't include the cost of the materials, the galvanizer, the board, and whatever else it is. $3 million just for labor cost alone. That's a significant investment in people, in the housing stock in this federation. Some of you saw the videos where persons gave their personal stories. Imagine when rain come in, you are not sleeping on the bed with just you and your wife, or in my case, with just the pillows. You're sleeping with a bucket on your bed. A bucket has become your companion on the bed. Now one's supposed to live under those circumstances. Other persons telling you, when rain come, they open up an umbrella and sleeping under an umbrella on their bed. Well, imagine if you drop sleep and the umbrella falls out of your hand. Is wet, you're getting wet? We said that shouldn't be the case. Some persons for years had tarpaulins on their roof, and the government said that must not continue. This is a caring government, a government that will respond, and we responded strongly. When we went to some of the homes, it was recognized that if you put on the roof, the rest of the house can fall in, it can drop in. Because structurally, especially the wooden ones, they were not safe. And so rather than just putting on a roof, and then at the end of it, the house isn't structurally sound, in some instances, some persons basically received a brand new house. Some persons, when you go to the house and you look at the electricity and the wires, you had to make provisions to remove and redo the electrical wiring. The government didn't say to those persons that you're responsible for that. But electricians were called in and also paid to provide that particular service. Again, a government looking after all of the people. Even when you look throughout the length and breadth of this country, you recognize PAM supporters assisted, PLP supporters assisted, Labour supporters assisted, CCM supporters assisted, NRP supporters assisted, a government which has looked after all of the people, regardless of which political party they support. Some of the staunchest Labour supporters who you hear criticizing this government day after day, those persons, they have been assisted. No one said to them that you're criticizing the government every day, and so you will not get assistance. Just like everyone else, they too, they benefited. That is a caring government looking after all of the people. That is why on June the 5th, the people of this country will vote once more for the Team Unity administration. Down in my constituency, I am positive about that. But I am positive also that in all of the constituencies, persons will overwhelmingly support Team Unity. In February of 2015, I was given responsibility for education, youth, sport, culture. And in all of those ministries, significant developments have been made. Let us look at sports. You go over to Tabernacle, never before you had modern lighting on the Tabernacle playfield. However, we haven't ended with the lighting of the playfield over there. Because even after providing the lighting, it was recognized that when you use the Tabernacle playfield, you don't have no place to sit. You don't have any bathroom facilities, etc. at the Tabernacle Playfield. And now if you go to Tabernacle, you would see 2 brand new buildings going up over there to provide seating, to provide bathroom facilities, to provide bars and other amenities at the Tabernacle Playfield. You come out of Tabernacle and you go down to Keyon. Keyon probably right now has just about one of the best set of lights in the entire federation, because the entire Keyon Playfield was also given modern lighting. When we put lights on that field, we also went into the pavilion area. And when we went into it, what we found on the inside? Bathrooms that could not be used. Changing rooms that could not be used. A pavilion with the roof leaking. And the sports ministry took a decision to provide repairs to the Keyon Pavilion. You go over there now, brand new facilities inside of that Keyon Pavilion. About 2 weeks ago, a contract was also signed to put bleachers over at Keyon, and so very shortly you would see the construction of bleachers taking place at the Keyon Playfield. You go into Keys, we paved the basketball court in Keys. We put modern basketball pole and rims in the Keys basketball court. You come around the corner to Connery. We ensured that the football field in Connery, we regrassed it, because the footballers over there were complaining about the state of the football field. We did work on the basketball court in Connery, and as it is right now, the Public Works Department preparing the bill of quantities for a brand new pavilion to be built at the Connery football field. That is a government working on behalf of all of the sportsmen and sportswomen in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. You leave Connery, you go to Kim Collins, and when we went to Kim Collins, we recognized that there is need for additional facilities at Kim Collins. We went to the Ministry of Finance, and we said we need a capital project to upgrade the Kim Collins Athletic Stadium. And we were provided, I think, with approximately $5 million to upgrade Kim Collins over a number of years. That upgrade is in progress. One of the first things that we did up there was to make sure that our athletes are more comfortable. You go up there for an athletic meet, audience well-seated, spectators well-seated, bathroom facilities, everything provided. But you'll go over by the athletes' village and you recognize the athletes over there under a tent. You recognize the athletes over there using portable bathroom facilities. We said no. The athletes deserve better than that. So the first part of the capital project involved building what is referred to as a call room for the athletes. So if it is that the athletes need to register for an event, they have space up there for that. Office space provided up there for the athletes. Bathroom facilities now provided inside of that building for the athletes to use. In essence, we have ensured that the athletes, when they're using Kim Collins, that they are much more comfortable. That is a government looking after the people of this federation. You go up to Warner Park, you had 3 tennis courts up there that couldn't be used by anyone. The lights them blown, the fence tearing down, tennis court crack up. You're going to use it, you sprain your foot. And we said that can't continue. And so we also got a capital project and ensured that you now have 3 brand new tennis courts up at Warner Park. One lady met me and she told me that so many persons using the courts up there now that you have to line up to play a game of tennis up at Warner Park. You would think that with all of that, the Ministry of Sports has done enough. But we didn't stop there. You go down to Boyd's. Senator Byron told you all about the development of Boyd's recently. Because when we came into government, Boyd's appeared as if it was a pasture for sheep and goats and cattle to roam and to eat. Grass in there high, all kind of trees growing down there. And we took a decision, no, this is a play field that the people of the community must be able to use. And so one of the first orders of the day was to ensure that the footballers and the cricketers can use the Boyd's play field. And we set about doing that. And when we were finished with the field itself, we also put lighting down there so that when they want to go in the evening and play, whether it is football or cricket, they can use it. When that phase was completed, we went on the lower side, put in a basketball court, put in a play area for children, put in a gazebo and benches for parents to sit and to relax, or for children to relax. No bathroom facilities were down on that side. Put in bathroom facilities and also began fencing the facility. That is what we have done in Boyd's in less than short 5 years. You leave Boyd's, you go down to Challengers, and when you reach down to Challengers, Minister Grant can tell you that he had issues down there with the bleachers, and we ensured that we did repairs to those bleachers. But before I leave Boyd's, let me come back up into St. Peter's, because up in St. Peter's we also had issues with the facilities up there. We ensured that we made repairs to the facilities in St. Peter's. You go inside the building up there, run down, and so we had to fix it. But we fixed it on behalf of the young people, the young athletes using that facility. You go down to Halfway Tree, and before you reach to Halfway Tree, I must stop in Vorchilds. Because Minister Grant kept saying to me that just like the other areas, he wants lights, modern lighting on the play field in Vorchilds. And I gave him a promise that it will be delivered. And I understand that come tomorrow, the light poles are supposed to be mounted down in Vorchilds. LED lighting, as a matter of fact. LED lighting being given to the Vorchilds community. So whether the footballers from Old Road or whatever, the children using it for sports day, they can now play in the night at that facility. And Minister Grant reminded me, the lighting of the netball court, the lighting of the basketball court, it's so many that sometimes I can't remember everything. You go down to Halfway Tree, brand new basketball court in Halfway Tree, brand new poles, brand new rims. We resurfaced the netball court down in Halfway Tree, again responding. You come down to Sandy Point, and sometimes I don't like to speak about Sandy Point, but I have to, because that's where I'm from, and that's the constituency that I represent. And after the 5th of June, I will continue to represent that constituency. They bring a puppy show down there. They bring a puppy show for a candidate in Sandy Point. A puppy show that says he's into sports. He likes sports. And imagine for 20 years, the party that the puppy show running for was in government in this country. And for 20 years, the puppy show couldn't convince his government to do anything to upgrade the sporting facilities in Sandy Point. When Hugh Heiliger was the representative under PAM, and Hugh Heiliger left government since I think it's 2000. But when he left government in 1995, he left parliament in 2000. And before, Hugh Heiliger was no longer a minister of government. So that's before 1995. You had the new play field in Sandy Point built. And up to when I became the minister with responsible for sports, not even one lamppost with one bulb they placed on the play field in Sandy Point. Parliament after parliament, I spoke about it. And I promise the people of Sandy Point that whenever I get into government, it will come to an end. And in less than 2 years as being the Minister of Sports, we had lighting at the play field in Sandy Point. The same Papi Shaw now goes up there in the evening to coach people to play sports. But it's Sean, it is because of Sean the Papi Shaw is able to do that. You look at the same play field, not one single bar had been provided at the play field. Primary school has sports there, high school has sports there, some event being held there, you have to put up a tent. Put up a tent to sell your food. Put up a tent to sell your drinks. And I said, no, that must come to an end. You got to Sandy Point right now, 3 brand new bars provided for anyone using the Sandy Point recreation ground. I remember my days ago in sports there down there. And you hear the commentator saying, oh, who that going around here? Is it red? Is it blue? Is it green? Is it orange? I can't see. No lights down there. You go over on the upper side of the field. Children play area provided for the young children in Sandy Point. I remember one budget debate. I spoke about the tennis courts in Sandy Point. And the fact that the tennis players in Sandy Point are asking about tennis courts in Sandy Point. Well, the parliament ain't well finished. The budget debate ain't well finished. They sent somebody down there to put down a slab of concrete. When you look at the slab of concrete, not even a doghouse could have fit on the slab of concrete, never mind one tennis court. So no tennis court. And in less than 5 years, we have not one, but 2 brand new tennis courts in Sandy Point with lighting being provided on the tennis courts. The manager for the development bank, he called me one day. He said he wants to have a conversation with me. So I went, I met with him. And we met in Sandy Point. He showed me this old building in Sandy Point that the domino players used to use to play domino. Old building. You go inside of the building, not even a bathroom inside there. He said, Harrow wants to expand. But in order for Harrow to expand, they need to tear down that building. I said, I have no problem with that. But if you tear down my building, you're going to give me back a building. He said, all right, that's fair. He said, so what do you want? I said, I need a clubhouse up at the new play field. And so you go up on the new play field, you see a clubhouse up there. 2 bathrooms, 2 showers, kitchen area, general area if you want to play domino, you want to play cards, you want to keep a meeting, space up there for that. And also office space provided if you want to have some private meeting up there. All those provided at the New Sandy Point Recreation Ground. You go down by the hard court, same thing happening down there. 20 years the hard court neglected. And the hard court is where we have the basketball and the netball court. So what we did inside there? You go inside there now, can compete with Basketball City. Bleachers provided, not just for the netball court, bleachers provided for the basketball court. Changing rooms provided. You have 2 teams playing basketball and netball. You have changing rooms, you have bathrooms provided. You go upstairs by the bleacher area, you have a nice area up there for the commentators and other persons to utilize in an enclosed area. That is development coming to the people of Sandy Point. The basketball court, we were told, it is not up to international size. And so we built a new basketball court. The netballers complained that the netball court is in need of resurfacing. We resurfaced the netball court. We put in brand new rims and poles down there. And you all heard me speaking about brand new rims and pole. Not them old-time kind of pole and old-time kind of rim and the board, black backboard that you're accustomed to see. All those that we have changed, we have put in adjustable poles. So if you're from the primary school, you're from the early childhood center, you're from the secondary school, or whoever you are, the poles can be adjusted. So you want to teach young children basketball, you adjust them downward. You want to have your regular game of basketball, you adjust them upward. And all of them, they have glass backboards. But we are not finished in terms of Sandy Point, because we also ensured that we ordered a scoreboard just like how we have at Basketball City for the basketball and netball court in Sandy Point. And so that is there to be installed already on island. We're changing out the lights and the poles inside of the basketball court. Already on island and to be completed shortly. Matting, just as we have in Basketball City, already in island, to be placed on the netball and basketball court in Sandy Point. As I've said, this is a government which has looked after all of the people. COVID time, we look after you. Good times, we look after you. Hurricane time, we look after you. And as you can see, all the sportsmen and women in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis being looked after by this Team Unity administration. I alone could be up here all night speaking as to why you need to vote for Team Unity. But my time is up. And I will now take my seat. But I said to you, on June 5th, vote for Team Unity. On June 5th, continue to invest in your future, because a vote for Team Unity is an investment in your future here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Whichever constituency you are in, look for the Team Unity candidate on election day and place your vote for the Team Unity candidates. Here in St. Kitts and Nevis, if it's a PAM candidate, you look for the hat. If it's a PLP candidate, you look for the saw. And if it's a CCM candidate, you look for the hammer. It's as simple as that. Even if you can't spell or remember the name, just look for those symbols and place your X in the box right next to those symbols. Good night. God bless you.
Put your hands together again for the Honorable Sean K. Richards. The next speaker who comes to the podium, what can I say of this man? What can I say of Timothy Sylvester Harris, my Prime Minister, our Prime Minister? Well, when the history books are written in St. Kitts and Nevis sometime in the future, the history books will record that during this period from 2015 until whenever, because come June the 5th, we will be returned to the government. But the history will record that Timothy Sylvester Harris oversaw the best government that St. Kitts and Nevis has ever had. The history will also record that during this period, he oversaw and managed one of the most complex governments in the history of St. Kitts and Nevis. And why do I say that he managed one of the most complex governments in St. Kitts and Nevis? I say it for this reason. Because in this government, you have the People's Action Movement headed by Sean Richards. In this government, you have the Concerned Citizens Movement led by Mark Brantley. And in the government, you have the People's Labour Party led by the Prime Minister. A complex government, because coalition governments by their very nature are complex. But when the history books would have been written, history will tell us that the government, the sure, safe, and solid hands of this Prime Minister kept the three factions together. I'm not going to stand here on the podium and say it's all easy and everything was lovely and everything was fine. I would be lying. In no marriage, everything is fine every single day. You have issues. So as we have issues in a marriage, we have our issues. But the important thing is we deal with our issues, and at the end of the day, we push forward for stronger and safer St. Kitts under the banner and the leadership of Timothy Sylvester Harris. And I want to say to you tonight, for those listening, that there's no more or greater a committed man than Timothy Sylvester Harris for the future of this country. I have said to the Prime Minister on numerous occasions, man, you come like you don't sleep. Meetings after meetings after meetings. And then 3 o'clock in the morning, you get a text from him. Why you can't do not text me at 3 o'clock in the morning? Because I sleeping. He not sleep. But his mind is working diligently and diligently and diligently, always working for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I only going to talk about 2 things. I mean, before 2015, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis were accustomed to a double salary round election. Not this government led by Timothy Harris. We get 4 double salaries and we still have money. Double salary after double salary after double salary after double salary. But he wasn't able to do that just now. He was able to do it because prudent fiscal management of the affairs of the country. And so come June 5th. We are asking all the voters in St. Kitts and Nevis to go out and vote for the candidate of the Team Unity government. And so in your area, if it's PLP, you vote for PLP because that's Team Unity. In your area, if it's PAM, you go and vote for PAM because that's Team Unity. And in your area, if it's CCM, you go and vote for CCM because it is Team Unity. And so come June the 5th, we know, and we are confident that it's going to be Team Unity, Team Unity, Team Unity, Team Unity. I want to welcome to the microphone the Prime Minister, Timothy Sylvester Harris. Harris again, Harris again, Harris again. Welcome to the podium, our Prime Minister, your Prime Minister, Timothy Sylvester Harris.
Thank you very much to the Honorable Lindsey Grant, Let's give him a special round of applause for so ably presiding over this evening's event. Lindsey Grant has emerged as a fine and effective chairman of our virtual campaign. So I want again to ask for another round of applause to him for keeping it virtual and lively and fun. And I want to invite everyone in St. Christopher 4 to go out early on the 5th of June and vote for Lindsey Grant. Put your X by the hat and return Lindsey Grant with the largest, strongest, and best return ever in the history of the politics of St. Christopher 4. I feel particularly pleased to lead a team called Team Unity, a team whose salutation came from John L. Powell with the greeting of family. Certainly, we are like a family working together to achieve the best results for St. Kitts and Nevis, and we will continue to do so. Lindsey was right when he alluded to the fact that we have made history in 2015. And truth be told, with your help, with your votes, on the 5th of June, we will make a beautiful history again for St. Kitts and Nevis and for you, the people of St. Kitts and Nevis in particular. We made history because when we embark upon the vision of togetherness, almost everyone doubted it could happen in the divisive politics of St. Kitts and Nevis. We believed in the people, and the people believed in the idea of team unity, that we had to come together to take a stand for a stronger and safer future. 5 years after, we can say, and everyone who is honest can say, that the Team Unity government has been the best performing government of a lifetime of politics in St. Kitts and Nevis. And none can contest that. Yes, it has been new experience in the body politic. 3 entities coming together as one. Never happened before. With all the difference in makeup and personalities. And yet, because all of us were well prepared, were well caught up on and believe in the theme of Team Unity, bringing people together, rising above the party politics, we are able to survive 5+ years. Those who said we couldn't go for 1 week are now begging us, as it were, to leave government. And the answer to them, we're not leaving. We are not turning back our country to the Labour Party government of Douglas and his rejects. We will continue to run the country on behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And while we will pass the baton from one leader within Team Unity to another to continue the good work and the progress on which we have all built together. I want to say, though it has been challenging and difficult, for all the reasons given by Lindsey Grant, it has also been a most pleasurable experience for all of us. We have laughed, we have had our shouting matches when necessary. Never once never once did a cabinet meeting ended where we felt this was it. So I want to give a round of applause to all those who have made up this wonderful and remarkable team. I want, of course, to commend the Deputy Prime Minister and member for St. Christopher 5, the Honorable Sean Richards, for his excellent support to the team. I want again to thank the Honorable Lindsey Grant for his support and a remarkable performance in tourism development. I want to thank the Honorable Ian Patches Liebert for his incredible support and being a remarkable deliverer of public infrastructure and utility services in our country. I want to thank Ambassador John L. Powell for his support and his advice and his representation of our country in a wide array of areas related to sports and youth development and culture. I want, of course, to thank Senator Keela Byron, who has presided over our parliament and lent support to several of the government's initiatives, and who has now emerged as a leader, as a top person to represent the people of West Pasteur and to take them forward and upward into that stronger and brighter future. I want, of course, to thank the Honorable Gene Hamilton for his splendid work in tourism. Sorry, not tourism, in housing. He always talk about the Spooner's Ginnery and developing it into a #1 tourist attraction. But we want to give the Honorable Gene Hamilton a special round of applause in the expectation that come the 5th of June, Hamilton will have the overwhelming support of the people of number 8 again. I want to thank the Honorable Mark Brantley, member for Nevis 9, for leading our foreign affairs and aviation portfolio and ensuring that St. Kitts and Nevis could at this time boast of the best relationship between the federal government and the NIA. Let's give the Honorable Mark Brantley a special round of applause. I want to thank Vance Amory for his support as our senior minister, and to thank him for his contribution over the last 5 years. A reliable, a wise man who has been there guiding us and helping us, even in difficult times, to remain calm. I want to welcome the incoming member for Nevis 10, the Honorable Eric Evelyn. Let's give him a special round of applause. And I want also to welcome the incoming member for Nevis 11, Alexis Jeffers. Let's put our hands together for our team, the dynamic team, the best performing team that could take St. Kitts and Nevis to the stronger and safer future. I must again say thank you to the people. All that we have been able to do and all that we have done has been about people. Our outstanding performance has been a people-centric performance. It was about alleviating, improving the quality of life for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. When we can boast, and Sean has just boasted, or at least related, how he has transformed sporting development in all areas of St. Kitts and Nevis, bringing modern facilities to enhance the talent and the trust of our young people in sports and youth development. We know that this has been a government working for and behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank you for giving support for that particular kind of leadership and government. Lindsay in introducing Patrice Liebert, spoke to the historic development in public infrastructure and development. Oh, how amazing it is. Anyone who comes to our country seems to appreciate what a wonderful transformation has taken place in St. Kitts and Nevis in the short of 5 years. They marvel at the quality of our public infrastructure. We have the best road network anywhere in the Caribbean islands. And when we see the roundabouts that we have built, when we see what is taking place at Bowyer Gate, we know that St. Kitts and Nevis is setting the highest standard of public infrastructure anywhere in the world. When we marvel at the fact that before Team Unity, there were no traffic lights. Within a short 5 years, Team Unity has brought those to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. When we take note that for 20 years there was no second coup spear, it took a Team Unity government to deliver in 5 years what could not be delivered in 20 years. Yes, we have a record of successes. The ferry terminal, the East and West Bus Line terminals, all those we can point to. We could also point to being the most responsive government in a lifetime. There have been hurricanes before Team Unity. In fact, hurricanes are a normal feature of life in the Caribbean. Only in St. Kitts and Nevis, only in St. Kitts and Nevis is there a record that post-Hurricane 2017, an innovative hurricane relief program was launched in this country, and to date, over 2,500 families have benefited, some with new homes, some with home repaired and renovated. Never before in a lifetime have that kind of response to a people, especially when they are down, ever given. You heard the testimonies earlier tonight. I heard a Miss Chomney in East Pasteur bigging up the government. Bigging up the government for repairing her home. I was moved one night when I heard the testimony of Pastor Pinto Williams, to hear the pastor said that no longer are buckets being placed on his bed to protect him from the leaking roof and the torrents that come so often. Thank God to Team Unity who have responded. I have been to the home of Starsfield in Sandy Point, see the transformation in his house. Thank God to Team Unity government. I've been to St. Paul's, where I was invited by a lady who had called to compliment me for the outstanding work that we had done. She had lived in St. Paul's, suffered hurricane before, never got a piece of tarpaulin. And although she's in the heartland of labor submissive, the compassionate response of the government reached her, and she was overwhelmed by the generosity. She said, Dr. Harris, I'm praying for you. She praying for me twice a day. And so I remember that Daniel prayed 3 times a day. And I asked her why she wasn't praying 3 times a day. She said to me, she prayed for me in the morning and in the night, but at noontime is when she having her food. And so I understand. I thank her for praying for me and praying for the cabinet, because we are a God-sent government. and we are doing a good work, and we will not come down from serving the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We will take our people to that higher land, to that Canaan land. That is what we have been doing. And in our next term, we will continue that particular program. And that is why I'm so delighted that our newest candidate in Kevin Williams hails from the heartland of St. Paul's and is doing a fantastic job. And Kevin Williams will have the largest return of any candidate not representing the Labour Party on the 5th of June when it comes. The man just launched, and he can't keep him down. For the first time, well, he already gone by the judges. He in St. Paul's of all places on a microphone. The man that was and who wants to come back has been forced by the pressure brought by our brand new energetic engineer Kevin Ninky Williams to go house to house in St. Paul's again. Force make water go upwards. And because it is that Kevin is speaking in the voice of the people and for the people, St. Paul's will never be the same again come the 5th of June. We expect that everywhere the Team Unity candidate is, in every of the 11 seats, that a historic victory will come to us. Should the people of St. Kitts and Nevis cast a fair judgment on our past record and pass a fair judgment on our program to continue the development of St. Kitts and Nevis. We are not afraid of the outcome. We expect, as Grant has said, that in number one, the people will return the Honorable Patrice Liebert voting for the hat under the Team Unity banner. They will vote for the Honorable John L. Powell in Central Bastia, putting the X next to the hat so that the progress can continue. They will vote for the charming, dynamic voice and presence of the future, Akila Byron Nisbet, and Senator Parliament in our own right to bring the stronger and safer future for the people of West Bastia. And her symbol will be the sun. They will do similarly in number 4, where they shall return the Honorable Lindsey Grant. His symbol will be the heart. You put your X next to that. They will do the same in number 5, where our Deputy Prime Minister will return with an overwhelming majority. His symbol is the heart. And in number 7, there's only one choice. Harris again. Harris again. In number 9, they will vote for the hammer. Thanks. And in number 10, Nevis 10, they will vote for the hammer. In Nevis 11, they will vote for the hammer again and send in the full team. Of course, in St. Christopher 8, the Honorable Jean Hamilton will also be returned. I say thank you in advance. And I'm pleased to advise tonight that in preparation for the poll, we have written to CARICOM and we have written to the OAS, inviting them to come to observe the historic elections in St. Kitts and Nevis on the 5th of June, 2020. We have also given our support for other local organizations to be part of an observer mission, because our democracy will be preserved by the Team Unity administration. We will never take our country back to what it was before February 18th, when the start of the Team Unity government began, when I was sworn in as the Prime Minister of this country. 26 months before Team Unity, a motion of no confidence in the government could not be heard. 26 months, an illegal and illegitimate government presided in the country. For 26 months, the government had a minority of elected representatives in the parliament. And they didn't want to give up the government because they know they had not the confidence of the people. And those people have no shame. When we know in government, they brought a motion of no confidence. They said they wanted it to be heard as a matter of urgency. We gave them their wish, and they weren't even prepared. They brought a motion of no confidence that was out of order. Not even the members of parliament, they got their name right. It was unfinished business, and it represents the poor quality representation that we have had from members of the opposition benches. It is them same people who want us to put them in government, to mash up the progress we have had, to turn away your friends, your sons, your daughters. That is what they want to come back for. Because after 20 years in a row, they did nothing to assist law enforcement. 3 minutes away from the home of the former Prime Minister is the St. Paul's police station. And for years he allowed that police station to go to dogs. Anytime rainfall, police officers have to come out. They can't turn on switch, they can't turn it off. And the man that was didn't care. Like crime, it was like water on the back of the duck, quack, quack, quack. He never paid attention. He never paid attention to the deterioration of the Keyon police station. He never paid attention to the deterioration of the Old Road police station. He didn't pay attention to the fact that the Sandy Point police station had outlived its usefulness. He didn't pay attention to the fact that the Newcastle police station was already unfit for purpose. It is this government that put the greatest investment in our national security agencies. Sean spoke about, or someone, Lindsay, in introducing him, the massive development that we are now having at the outskirts of Sandy Point. We are building a state-of-the-art police station in Sandy Point. Put your hands together for our law enforcement officer and this government determining that they deserve the best. In Sandy Point too, we are building for the first time proper offices for customs in Sandy Point. This government has been about people, taking care of the business of the people. And we have been doing so without increasing taxes. That is significant, you know. We have not, over the last 5 years, introduced one single tax. Yet our finances are the best of any government around the world. Rather than increase taxes, we reduce them. We done away with the VAT on food, 17% gone off. And every time you get your bill when you go to the supermarkets. Imagine what it would have been, 17% higher. $17 more and every $100 you had spent had it been under the labor regime. If you spent $300, it meant under labor you would have paid $351 at least. 17% tax we have saved from your groceries. We saved you 17% tax VAT from educational supplies. Your books and all other educational inputs, we saved you that. Debts, funeral expenses, we saved you 17%. We believe it is wrong to tax a man or woman in debt and to tax them also in life. Double taxation, and the burden in the case of funeral expenses is on the survivor. So we have been a responsible government. We inherited, and look how far we have come. Under them that we voted out on February 15, our country was being scorned. The officials in the Ministry of Finance tell me that when they attended meeting, whenever the name of St. Kitts and Nevis was being mentioned, they tried to hide behind some other official. People were talking the most indebted country in the Caribbean, a country that had been bankrupt, a country that had to go to the IMF and borrow $250 million to pay wages and salaries, to buy toilet paper for the JNF hospital, to be able to operate. And we had a debt to GDP ratio of nearly 200%, 199. Look where we are now. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank said that by 2030, its wish is that member states achieve a debt to GDP ratio of 60%. St. Kitts and Nevis, 12 years ahead of that, reach a debt to GDP ratio of 59%. Today we are at 55% because we have managed the resources of our country well. St. Kitts and Nevis today, of all the countries in the OECS, has the lowest government gross public debt to GDP at 39.1%, the best in the region. We have the lowest external debt in the region, and we have the highest fiscal reserve. As a balance of GDP, we are 9.2%. Grenada follows at 5.1%, and all the other countries have some low numbers going close to zero, and Suriname is at negative 10.9%. St. Kitts and Nevis then is well ahead of every member in the class. And that is why Sean is right. That is why we were able to unveil the most significant stimulus package in the region, targeting, because we are caring government, those hardest hit by COVID-19 economic impact. Those in the tourism sector who either had reduced days, reduced pay, have access to a $1,000 per month stimulus package, the largest granted anywhere in the region. Some country could only afford $300. Some in the region could only afford $600. Some with oil could only afford $603.75. The smallest country in the region has been able to do the best and be the most comprehensive, $1,000 per month. And as we speak today, the Social Security has dispersed nearly $10 million over 5,000 beneficiaries. St. Kitts and Nevis is where the action is. And that is not all. We said to those people, and in fact to everyone, for the month of April, you don't have to worry about the water bill. Cancel it. For the month of May, don't worry about the water bill. Cancel it. For the month of June, we again waive the water bill. We have done that. Where else in the Caribbean has any government been able to do that? You have heard me before when people ask the finance minister in Trinidad what kind of rebate, concessions he will give on tax. He said nothing. Mr. Imbert said nothing. He said, how could you reasonably expect the government to be giving away tax when this is the time when the government needs the very tax to be able to pay out the $603 to those who have been impacted by COVID? Look at that and look at this in St. Kitts and Nevis. Not only have we waived the payment of the water bill for 3 months, waived the payment of electricity bill, put a moratorium on that for some 3 to 6 months. We have also reduced corporation tax from 33% to about 25% for the period of a 3 month. No other government has done that. We have reduced by 50% the tax on unincorporated business. No other government has done that. We have done all these things because we care for our people. And we is the government on which the people of St. Kitts and Nevis can count on in good times and bad times. We know how to manage. We know how to run a country. We know how to keep our people safe. Compare our response to COVID-19 to that of the most powerful country in the world. Right now, they don't even know in America whether to open up or to close down. Only in St. Kitts, in an orderly manner, we have been able to do that. From 2 days opening up, to 4 days open up, to 5 days open up, and this week we started 7 days, every day open up in St. Kitts and Nevis. We know how to manage. We know how to manage. No wonder when they want to look at a success story, it is here in St. Kitts and Nevis, BBC calling. It is here that Sky News calling. Last week, I spent some time with a reporter calling from the BVI. Want to understand how we have been able to do this. Keep our people safe. 15 tested positive. 15 now fully recovered. No deaths, no admissions to the hospital. God is with us. God is with the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. As bright and as competent as we are, it has to be something extraordinarily good. So I said to God, we give the glory for what has been accomplished here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And if you can trust us to lead you to such a crisis that have pushed England backwards, that have caused Italy to lose its own space, its own spirit within the European Union. Look what has happened. In England, people dying everywhere. In America, they reach by now 100,000 deaths. Or we'll get there, they say, by Tuesday. St. Kitts and Nevis, not one. And that is why we say our borders remain closed. Our borders remain closed. And if perchance you have to come in, it will be compulsory. You have no choice in the matter. You will be quarantined for 14 days. And at the end of that period, you have to be tested, because we will not allow you to come into our country and then we back from whence we have come with the spread of the corona disease. This thing is dangerous. This thing is dangerous. It has mashed up New York, mashed up Florida, mashed up New Jersey, mashed up Italy. Every case we have had has been related to travel. And that is why the health practitioners say we have to keep the borders closed. And anyone who comes, they must and compel to go into quarantine. I don't understand why this lot of frenzy going on. While people see people living in hot spots and people encouraging people in hot spots to come to St. Kitts in large numbers to create confusion and death, for that is the ultimate, most severe results in our country. The government has done too well